There's some big breaking news. Let's throw it out there.
Do I need the breaking news
Yes,
sound?
you do.
Or we go?
Ronnie-na-na! UK and JMI have re-signed a 6-year extension to their media rights deal. It will be 15 years, an estimated $465 million. That's an amazing amount of money. But JMI will take on new responsibilities. I think this is the key takeaway. I'm going to read you. This is from John Hale's article in the Herald Leader. Under the terms of the agreement, UK will get 80% of all revenue from inventory and advertising opportunities. That's probably normal. JMI, this is the interesting part to me. JMI will take over responsibility for negotiating name, image, and likeness endorsement deals for UK athletes, taking over what previously was run by Club Blue. There will be a new subscription service run by JMI called BBN United. Well, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta think about this before I have strong opinions.
I have strong opinions. You want them?
I mean, have you thought about them before you?
Every time I do a rapid reaction in 10-degree weather on the sidewalk, I think about it.
Yeah, well, go for it then.
No, honestly, with the collective thing, I do worry about having your collective affiliated with the school. I'm not saying we need to cheat, but other schools, they get in the gray area with their collectives.
Yeah.
Until this all gets polished up, at least.
I think that okay, so I don't know how to I don't know how to explain this because I'm going to have to kind of explain what it's been. This is not what I thought I was going to do today. We were going to have fun, but let me give you the basics, okay? And Drew knows this, so I'm going to talk to Drew, but he already knows this stuff. Let me explain to you how this was done for the last 2 years, and then how it will change. What would happen for 2 years? In the last 2 years, if Mark Pope wanted Shannon the Dude to play basketball, Mark Pope would get Shannon the Dude, and Shannon the Dude would commit to Mark Pope with an understanding that Shannon the Dude would then have to reach another agreement with Club Blue for the amount of money. And if Club Blue and Shannon the Dude couldn't reach that amount of money, Shannon the Dude could go somewhere else. But Club Blue played a key role. I would argue it's the difference. It was like in pro sports, what a GM and a coach does, right? A coach can want you to come, but ultimately it's the GM to do the contract. And Club Blue was the GM. And I genuinely thought the person that worked for Club Blue did an amazing job. I think when this roster takes the floor next year, Mark Pope should get round of applause number 1, but standing in the background is going to be a person that nobody knows who they are except a handful of people, and they should get the second round of applause. And they won't because nobody knows who they are, and they don't really want people to know. But it's just true. And that second person played a key role. I got wind that this was coming a couple weeks ago, and I'll freely admit I'm worried about it. I'm not going to – I want to be very careful to not, freak out because we'll see, and I want to give everybody a chance. But now that role, which was the role of Club Blue, will now be JMI. JMI is now going to be negotiating those deals. By the way, this is what all schools are now going. They're going to have a role. But what I think most schools are doing is they are hiring an individual who is good at playing that role our Club Blue guy is to be that for UK. I wanted the Club Blue guy, Shannon, to have that role for UK. I wanted UK to hire him.
Right.
He probably makes too much money, to be honest with you. He probably doesn't want to do it. But that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be our GM of sports because he's smart, and I just knew he could do it. JMI is now going to do it. The question is, do you have confidence in JMI to be our GM? We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say they can't, but I've had to deal with JMI as much as anybody on earth except the people at UK. It's not been a great relationship the vast majority of the time. I want it to be a good relationship. I have tried multiple times. We have met multiple times. I'd love to meet again. I'd love to make stuff work. JMI. First of all, this is a lot of money. UK is getting a lot of money here. UK is going to be, if you're worried about UK having money, they're going to have the money. There ain't going to be too many schools in the country that's going to get that amount of money. I mean, what are we looking at? 15 years, $465 million. What's the math on that? 350. That's over $30 million a year. All right. You just paid for your rev share. Right. I mean, you just paid for your rev share right there. But I have always thought JMI was like a step behind. Now they better be a step forward, because they are now entering the business of they're doing everything for UK. They're selling the ads. They're negotiating the players. Everything is now JMI. When you're talking about UK athletics, it's now UK athletics and JMI. JMI is now in the business. They've always been in, but they are in the business of advertising. Like JMI, if they're negotiating these deals, they're going to basically own the players' rights. I worry. I mean, this is weed stuff, but can we do weed stuff here for a second? And then we'll talk about Tyrese Maxey and his cano. Let's say UK has an official car dealership deal with Matt's Cars. Okay? Matt's Cars is the only car dealership that can advertise with UK. Let's say they go get Shannon the Dude as a player. Are they going to tell Shannon the Dude the only NIL deals you can sign are with Matt's Cars? In the past, they weren't able to do that because the collective was outside of the school. But now if they do it, and Shannon has Bob's Cars over here saying, I'll give you $2 million, and JMI and UK say no, then Shannon might go to Louisville. So he keeps his freedom.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about here. I worry that they're going to try to keep everything in-house. If you're not a JMI advertiser, then players can't do advertising for you, and we streamline everything through that, and then we lose players. That's what I worry about. And it's what I worried about when I first heard of this arrangement a couple weeks ago. It's still what I worry about because, you know, these players, we got to get players, right? And if we make it to where these players can't cut a deal with another partner, will that hurt us? I don't know. So, you know, for better or worse, richer or poorer, till death do us part, UK Athletics and JMI are married now, not just in who puts these radio games on, who puts the Big Blue Madness on. They are now partnered on getting players. I don't know if JMI has any experience getting players. The guy that used to do it does professional athlete contracts. He knew how to get players. Do these people? I guess we'll find out. So I'm glad UK's getting that money, but if you want to say Matt Jones is nervous about something for the future of UK sports, this is the thing to be worried about. Mark Pope, as good as Mark Pope is, at the end of the day, if the money and the negotiation is not there, it's not going to matter, right? If Shohei Ohtani loves Terry Francona, if the Reds don't pay him, he ain't coming, right? Same thing here.
And
do you agree with all that?
I do, and it seems, unless I'm proven wrong, the rival schools aren't getting rid of their outside collectives. So as you're saying, you're worried about, you know, them kind of monopolizing what you know, local businesses they can use. To the Tennessees of the world, we know how messy they get. I'm not saying you need to go out and cheat with collectives, but I do think there needs to be an outside option where they can, you know, have more deals they can sign and all that, not be limited to what JMI wants them to do. I don't know that any other school is keeping all their, at least the ones on our radar, that is keeping all their NIL with their media rights like UK is now. I think you need the outsiders.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Now, could it work? I'm not going to say it can't. Maybe maybe I'm wrong. But I have personally tried over the years to come up with new creative arrangements to help a lot of things that would have been beneficial to us. I'm not going to act like they wouldn't, but also would have been beneficial to UK student athletes. And I have always found it difficult. And I hope it works out. This roster in basketball this year was, people don't understand what a jigsaw puzzle it is, right? And this is how it's going to be every year going forward. And you better have somebody who's good at jigsaws, right? Or good at Rubik's Cube, or whatever analogy you want to use. Because this is complicated stuff. And, all right.
So
I'm learning this on the air. Let me just give you another example. And this is a little thing, but here are the examples of how you've got to be forward thinking. And I'll make this message directly to UK and to the folks now at JMI. We're learning this live on the air. A proactive media response would have been, Shannon, to give us this hint the night before.
Yeah.
Talk us through what's happening so that we're not learning live on the air and reacting. By the way, that's what they used to do. They used to tell me in the night before and go, okay, you can't put this out, but I want you to understand what's happening so that when you talk about it on the air, you're informed. Right?
And if you understand it.
They don't think like that. They used to do that with all the media. They would sit there and say, okay, media, here's the announcement tomorrow. Do you have questions? We'll answer them. That way, when you tell the people the information, you've got it. They don't think like that anymore. So everything I said to you is my natural reaction. Could it be wrong? I guess it could. I don't think it is, but I guess it could. But I learned it as you did.
They said their hand is in everything now, so we're almost UK/JMI fans. Do we start chanting JMI at games?
JMI, they are the UK sports or overlords now. And let me ask you a question. I do, but do fans even know who they are? No. So when Mitch Barnhart made the decision to create this Champions Blue and all this, we're taking our public UK sports, and they are now, for the most part, outside of Mitch, going to be run by people that the general fan doesn't know. And we're going to get the results of their decisions, and we're not going to know who they are. So, I hope it works. I'm not negative about it, but I'm also like what we were doing with I've already forgotten the name of it. I do ads. Champions Blue, right?
Club
Blue, excuse me. That was kind of working. It's pretty good, actually. And I think they should have found a way to make that work. Will this new thing work? Hope it does. Am I nervous? Yeah, I am.
Hope they don't take away the fun stuff. Club Blue has a bourbon, the beer.
Well, they just said they're taking it over, and that's in the press release.
Yeah, but some of the stuff, Club Blue is really doing a good job. I hope some of that stuff doesn't go away.
Club Blue has in 2 years done an amazing job.
Is it going to be JMI beer now? Is that what they're going to put that on the label?
JMI beer on the curb. Yeah, it's a good thing you got that Club Blue. That's going to be bourbon. If you got that Club Blue bourbon, it's going to be a rare thing.
Yeah, the price just went up on it.
That's exactly right. CornbreadHip.com. If you need to rest,